Songs for a cold Canadian winter. Today on Call for Help.
I hope you people can help me with my computer. A technician will be with you in 4 hours.
4 hours?
You can upgrade for just $5,000.
What?
The Universal Serial Config Board should be set to ID6.
I need that in plain English. Help!
Leo Laporte to Call for Help. May I help you?
Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome to Call for Help. Leo Laporte here, and this is going to be a great show. If you're interested in getting more out of your computer or technology of any kind, this is the show for you. We talk about personal technology. We show you how to use it, show you what to buy, explain what things mean, so that you can go out there into the world as a genius, the guru you've always wanted to be. Just watch the show. Give me 6 weeks. That's all I ask, and we'll turn you into a computer whiz, the kind of person people come to. What are you laughing at?
Your hair will get greasy, your propeller will start to spin.
I haven't seen the sun in 4 months. Hey, Andy Walker of cyberwalker.com.
Hello.
Got the blue shirt memo today, I see. Amber, what's the story with the red shirt? I don't understand. Look at this.
Actually,
we look like
it's
twins.
pink. It's sort of fuchsia.
It's fuchsia?
Yeah, it's
oh,
fuchsia.
You're right. It is
yeah,
fuchsia.
It's fuchsia. It looks kind of reddish.
Yeah, fuchsia. Yeah. Oh, boy. I know. Pink, red, green, blue.
I'll
that's
teach you
it.
these
Yeah. So what do you got there?
Actually, Mikey brought this in. This is called 20 Questions. And it's like the old 8-ball. Remember the 8-ball?
Yeah.
You spun it.
But you can only ask it one question.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a little bit smarter.
It'll figure stuff out?
Yeah,
like
it'll figure stuff out. Exactly.
You know, there's websites like that where you would enter in it would say, okay, think of something, and then it would ask you 20 questions and try to figure it out. And then it would get smarter and smarter and smarter. How smart is this, Mikey? Pretty smart?
It got me a couple times.
Did it?
It didn't get me, though.
Okay, think of something. Think of something. You can say it out loud. The ball's not listening.
Soccer ball.
Soccer ball. Oh, it's never going to. Okay, you ready? Okay, let's go. How do I get started? How do I get started?
Yes, or new name.
Press it. It says ready,
Yeah.
question mark. Yes. Oh, maybe if I said yes. All right. Is it an animal? No.
No.
Is it a vegetable?
No.
Okay, no. Is it a mineral? I guess that's all that's left, right?
No, there's other.
No,
There's others?
it goes on
It's not a
forever.
mineral. It's other, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Question 2. That was 3 questions. This thing's cheating. Oh, I missed that one. I missed the question. Now what do I do?
He's about as smart
Is
as my
it
cat.
flat? Well, only if it's not pumped up. Okay, question 3. Let's see. Is it smarter than your cat?
Yeah.
No. Is it hard? That's no question to ask. Yes. That's a little personal, don't you think? Could it be found in a classroom? Now, see, we're going to trick it if we say yes to that, don't you think? I mean, that's
I
not
would say no.
Say
just
no.
Say no?
Play it safe.
Okay, because it could be found in some classrooms.
Yeah.
Anyway, we could go on with this forever, and it'd be fascinating television, but maybe we should talk about what you've got coming up on the show today.
Yeah.
What are you going to be talking about today, Amber?
Actually, I'm going to be talking about a site called Tiny Mixtapes, which gives you automatic playlists, so ideas to actually make CDs, and they're all themed. So songs for a cold Canadian winter, songs if you spend too much time on the
I
internet.
understand I'll be needing that sometime soon.
Yeah, you'll need that pretty soon. So it's a really fun site to get ideas to make
Cool.
CDs.
Tiny Mix.
Yeah.
What about songs for guys that fly from San Francisco once a month?
You know what? We
Television show.
could put that in, and then they'll actually generate a playlist.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
How about
it'd
you,
be
Andy?
really
What are you going to set anything on fire today?
No fire, no ice today. I'm actually going to do a Spyware 101. I think it's time we reviewed,
Hallelujah.
you know, what's going on with spyware. Because
Hallelujah, because that's something big right now.
Yeah.
It's a huge problem. I would say most of the people watching have spyware on their computer. More than most, probably 75%, have spyware on their computer. And it's something that can cause real problems. If you're trying to install Service Pack 2, it can cause that to crash. It could just slow your system down, make it less reliable, and it acts weird. All of a sudden you get, porno links on your site or advertisements for gambling sites, and you're not even online. So this is something that I think we should really cover.
Yeah, I think a lot of people out there are, they have heard about spyware, and some people know what to do, but I think still a lot of people don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I just thought it's time for a review. Let's talk about it again, especially with SP2 kicking around at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I'm up to 10 questions, and it says I
takes a long
almost
time.
know. Can you switch it on? No. And off? No. Question 11. It's not even close, I don't think. It says it's close. I heard the phone ringing. Do we have a caller on here?
Yeah, we do have a caller. Actually, we have Mike from Sudbury, Ontario.
All right, let's say hi to Mike from Sudbury, Ontario, as I do the Leo. I should call this the Basil walk. Hey, Basil, how you doing? Let's do the bump. Boom. All right, that was very exciting. Hey, Mike, how are you? Welcome to the show.
I can't believe that I'm talking to the king.
Oh, yeah, of course you are. Where's my crown? How you doing, Mike? How are things in Sudbury? Now, they tell me that winters in Ontario are very mild.
Well, I just took my skis out. I went skiing this morning, and
No.
Oh, I'm really afraid now. You know, they said, well, we should talk about winter later. We'll talk about that later, but it's very mild here, very mild. It hardly ever snows.
it's beautiful up here in Sudbury right now. No flies,
I bet it'll be beautiful.
and warm, beautiful time of year.
I bet it is. So, Mike, does a soccer ball weigh more than a duck, is my question.
Say that again?
Does this? You haven't been listening, but we have this. We're doing this 20 questions ball, and it wants to know if a soccer ball weighs more than a duck.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, now it went off. I think the batteries died. Oh, well, maybe I better get to your question. We'll do 20 questions for real on the show today. What is your question today?
MSN.
MSN.
Now, I have XP, Professional, and that has a messenger on it.
Yes.
Which I can't get rid of.
I know, it's a real pain.
And it doesn't have the frills that the downloaded version of MSN 6.2, I think it is, has.
Right.
So that's the one I use.
So you use which one? The MSN one? Or
I use the MSN.
Okay.
But what happens is when I just sign on, I'm doing some business. I use my computer for both business and pleasure at home here.
Yeah.
And when I sign on, or just hook up to the net, I have no intention of going in on the MSN at that point.
Right.
And I'm doing some business, and all of a sudden I get people, "Hi, Mike, glad to see you're online."
And you, of course, because these are customers, you have to respond to them.
Well, no, these are not, that's the problem. I could be doing some emailing with a customer or whatever.
I got it.
And I'm not actually, do not want to be on MSN at that point, but I'm on it, whether I want to or not.
Well, there are a couple of things we can do here, first of all. Let me open MSN Messenger. The first thing you should do, and you've probably done this, but let me just make sure. The problem with Messenger in general on Windows is Microsoft wants to launch it for any reason that they can think of. So the first thing to do is to say don't launch when I log on to Windows. So in this general tab, you want to uncheck this automatically run Messenger when I log on to Windows.
I have that.
All right. And then also uncheck allow automatic sign-in when connected to Internet. That's part of the problem right there. And then you also probably want to uncheck all these display alert things and all of that stuff. In privacy, you probably already have this, only allow people who are on your list to see you. So I've blocked all these people who have added me, but I only allow Big Blog Toaster to see me, you see. And I can move people back and forth. Are you playing with that too?
Not really.
Okay.
The people that are on there are mostly friends. There's a few business associates.
So you wouldn't block them anyway because you want them to come through.
Right.
Unfortunately, MSN Messenger doesn't have a whole lot of features in terms of, actually neither does Windows Messenger, in terms of setting the away message. The best thing you can do is you say, when I'm inactive for a minute, show me as away. But that's, you're going to be active, so that's not going to help you at all. What I would suggest is just disabling its launch. And that's over here in this general thing. You have those unchecked, though, right?
Yeah.
So
now that you're talking about, I don't want the XP one operating. That's the one I want to kill.
Oh, okay. So let's open the. Okay, so we're going to close MSN Messenger. Let me close MSN Messenger, which is the hardest thing in the world. There are other applications using it. Oh, Outlook's using it. Let me close Outlook. This is the problem with Microsoft. All right, now we closed MSN. Now let me open Windows Messenger. That's the dumb one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately with Windows Messenger, there's not a whole lot you can do. You could uninstall it, and I'll put instructions for the net on the net for uninstalling it. It's actually fairly complicated. Microsoft isn't real good about having you uninstall it. Yeah, see, all of those features that I talked about before, they're not there. None of the things about, say don't launch. You do want to uncheck this, run the program, allow it. Show me as a way, you can, that's not going to help you. I would say the best thing to do would be uninstall it, but it's a fairly complicated process.
Now, you said you're going to
I'll put them on the
post
show
that
notes.
on your site?
Yeah, I'll put that up on the site because the other thing to do is to, for instance, Outlook launches it whenever it runs, and you can tell Outlook, don't launch Messenger anymore. You have to do that, unfortunately, for every single application that uses Messenger. Mm-hmm. But you can, Microsoft Money launches it, Internet Explorer launches it. It seems like almost everything in the world launches it.
Yep.
So what I would suggest is you know, I'm trying to find it in here, and of course they hide it. It's somewhere in here. But it's turning off all of the, you know, programs that use Messenger, turn them off. I think actually this didn't launch Messenger, which is kind of a good sign. Maybe they've changed. This is Outlook 2003. Maybe they finally listened to people and changed that. Let me just launch Explorer and see if Messenger gets launched. I think maybe we've fixed that. Yeah, maybe by just saying don't launch when Windows launches, I think we've kind of gotten rid of it. So make sure you check that box. And then I will put there. It is possible to remove it. What happens is you have to modify in any file to have it show up in Add Remove Control Panels. Then it'll show up in the Add Remove Control Panel, and you can uninstall it as you would any application. But it's a system file that has to be modified.
Okay.
And I can't off the top of my head remember it, but I'll find it out for you, and we'll put it in the show notes.
Oh, I was worried that I was going to have to start jotting down 10,000 notes.
Well, exactly.
And going, oh boy, no, please.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to kind of throw this all at you. You know, Morgan Webb showed me how to do this on the screensavers a couple of years ago, and what is the name of it? It's a simple INI file. It lives in the Windows directory. You modify it to say show all applications, and then suddenly all these applications that you'd love to remove but Microsoft doesn't want you to show up in the Add Remove Control Panel.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, it's great to talk to you.
Well, thank you very much, Leo, and thanks for moving up here to God's country.
I couldn't be happier. I am so happy up here, and I do thank you know, our Canadian viewers for writing and calling and saying bring Call for Help back, because if it weren't for you guys, I don't know what I'd be doing.
Well, you deserve it.
I'd be on the beach.
When I get a chance to get down there, I'm going to be. Do you have people to see the show there?
We don't. You know, the studio is so small, there's no room for an audience yet.
Well, then I'll just be a stagehand.
Okay. You can run the prompter. I'm hoping that someday, we should do that. We should have honorary teleprompter operators. Wouldn't that be a good idea?
That'd be fun.
Since none of us pay any attention to the teleprompter anyway.
That'd be a good contest, don't you think?
Or you could be the person that says, Leo, stop talking now, because I ignore that too. Yeah, we'll have a contest.
Yeah, it's The Apprentice.
Yeah, The Apprentice. You're fired! Hey, Mike, thanks for the call.
You're very welcome, and thank you for the help.
Oh, it's great to talk to you.
Keep up the good work.
All right, I'll get the name. Before the show's over, I'll have the name of that file. It's off the top of my head, you know, when you get to a certain age. Coming up, Spyware 101 with Andy Walker. This Call for Help continues. Stay right here. Welcome back to Call for Help. You may think viruses are your biggest problem, but spyware is really the latest plague to bug computer users. Andy Walker is here to help us and go over the basics with us. By the way, in the break I was looking, and I guess I was wrong. I was thinking of the sysoc.ini file, which you make visible and edit, and it will add a number of programs you can uninstall, but I don't think Messenger is one of them. There is a DLL, a very elaborate run DLL command that I will put in the show notes that you click Start, Run, and run this thing, and it removes Windows Messenger. And if you're using MSN Messenger, there's nothing wrong with removing Windows Messenger.
There's got to be
there's nothing wrong with it anyway.
It's got to be a registry hack too, no? Windows.
Yeah, there are a number of ways to do it. I just looked, and if you know, the truth is, if you Google uninstall Windows Messenger, there's a lot of pages, and they all come down to the same thing. Some people have written programs, but really, it's a one-liner that you can enter in there. Right. So today we're speaking of removing things. Spyware. Yes. Some people would call Windows Messenger spyware if it's something that's hard to get rid of and calls home. That's spyware. What is spyware? How do you define spyware?
Well, it sort of comes into various combinations and permutations, right. but basically it's either something that's there, kind of sneaks onto your machine and kind of watches what you do and reports back for marketing purposes or for illicit purposes on your behavior on the internet.
Lately, there's a fine line between adware, which is kind of legitimately serving ads on shareware programs and telling the author when you've clicked, things like that. Spyware, which is kind of staying around, doing stuff you don't know about, but mostly having to do with marketing and ads. And Trojan horses, which are logging keystrokes, sending your passwords back, putting servers on your system to spam people, things like that. It's kind of a it's
a gray area.
Area.
And then you add cookies in with that are sort of the watch.
Yeah, they never bothered me so much because they're just really a setting on your system that a web page will put there. But people online advertising agencies can use it to kind of track you as you move around.
See, personally, I like cookies for ads because it customizes your experience. So it won't serve up an ad for a car that you're not interested in.
I don't find them that intrusive. I'm much more worried about a program sitting on my system.
Right. Well, it's like somebody sitting outside your window peering in. That's the behavior that we don't like. Yeah, exactly.
So what do we do about it?
Well, so there are many programs out there that claim to be, anti-spyware programs, just like we have antivirus programs.
Some of them are good. Some of them are spyware.
Yeah, some of them are spyware unto themselves.
Be very careful, yeah.
So the ones we typically will, recommend on this show tend to be Spybot Search and Destroy.
Because that's free.
Because that is free.
Yep.
And it's actually, I think, that is my very favorite.
Everybody should be using that.
Everybody, I should download it.
At least have that. Why not? It's free.
Right.
And Adaware, the new SE edition is free as well. There's a paid version.
I don't like Adaware as much, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because the experience is not as good.
Right.
But anyway,
I just have both. I figure if one catches them. There's problems with Spybot. Spybot shows up DSO exploit all the time, which is not really there. It's kind of bogus.
Yeah.
But either one of those will help.
Right. Plus, but what I also recommend on a regular basis on Sidewalker.com is to actually go out and buy a commercial one as well.
Which one do you like?
I like Pest Patrol.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's probably the best one out there, yeah.
And, let's just pop a couple of these open. I'm going to show Spybot real quick.
Now, you've installed a lot of... And Mikey was spending all morning installing junk on your system.
Yeah, he was.
Adware on your system.
Without my knowledge. No.
I see Bonzi Buddy. Now, that's adware. I don't know if you'd call that spyware, because the reason they say we're not spyware is they tell people what they're going to do. You click a button that says, OK, I accept that agreement, and you put it on there. That's not exactly sneaking onto your system.
No. And the more moral, like the freeware providers sometimes will say, hey, we're going to put this on, is it okay? You can say no, and if you say no, it's fine. Yeah. But it's the browser hijacks where they take over your browser.
That's what really drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But so does Pest Patrol do well on its browser hijackers?
It's hit and miss, I think.
That's the problem. Browser hijackers are very hard to get rid of.
They are. And in a future show, I'll show Hijack This, which is a great program.
Good.
And it's a little hard to use.
Right.
It's a bit of an advanced tip, but I'm going to show you the ins and outs of where the spyware actually goes. But, go get Spybot Search and Destroy as a first line of defense.
Yeah, that's what you're running right there.
That's what I'm running right here. And be sure, just like you would with your antivirus program, download updates. Because
there's new spyware all the time.
There is. Yeah. What I like about this is the guy that actually wrote it as a public service.
Patrick Cola deserves credit.
Does.
And I sent him money. I sent him PayPal money.
Yeah.
Because I was so grateful to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't ask for money.
No.
But I did, and I sent him like $35 because, hey, thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. And he also dedicated to his girlfriend.
Oh.
This was sort of really kind of sweet.
They have 6 children now.
6 children, right. So go get Spybot. Go get Adaware.
Mm-hmm.
Pest Patrol is
How much is Pest Patrol?
Pest Patrol, I think it's about $25
Can you
US,
try
35.
before you buy? Or
yeah. In fact, the one I just installed this morning is a 15-day trial, I think it is.
That's great. And also the Yahoo toolbar has kind of a stripped-down version of Pest Patrol in it for free. So that's another way to remove spywares with the new Yahoo toolbar. Right. Yeah. So I'm going to have to get Pest Patrol because I've been living without it.
Oh, yeah,
I use the immunize feature of Spybot. That kind of keeps that stuff off of there.
Yeah. But I think if you this is the call for help formula: get Pest Patrol, get Spybot, use them both.
Right.
You pretty much can be covered.
Yes.
And especially do this before you install SP2.
Yes. Do it before you get spyware, because once you get it, it's darn hard to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Much better to be proactive.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andy. Well,
You're welcome.
We've helped a little bit. Oh, look, your messenger's just popped up. You have email.
Oh, good. Thank you.
For more on spyware, I'm sorry. And how to get rid of it. I hate Messenger. Check out our show notes on callforhelptv.com. Before we go to break, test your tech knowledge with our daily quiz. All right, you and Mikey came up with this one. What is WAP? That's what I just did to that computer. It's a type of Wi-Fi, a format for text messaging, web access on a mobile device, or the noise a dropped cell phone makes. Get to the website, give us the answer. We'll talk about it a little later on when Call for Help continues. Stay here.
You've got mail, baby,
Yeah, you've got mail. So I'm still working on the 20 questions here. We don't know if soccer ball weighs more than a duck. We don't know that, but I know it weighs less than a pound of butter, right? It's got to.
Yeah, less than a pound of butter. I mean, if you kick a pound of butter and kick a soccer ball, it's going to...
We're on the 18th question. Do you use it in your home? No.
No.
19th question. It says, I think I got you, but I think it's lying. 19th question. Is it smaller than a loaf of bread?
Ooh.
No.
Well, it depends. If it were around...
No, it's got a bigger diameter.
Yeah. It's bigger. It's not small. Okay, 20th question. This is it, right, Mikey? It doesn't go farther than 20, right?
It doesn't get on the 20th. It goes to 25.
Can it float? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's gonna be completely off. I've got it. It says this is. Let's see how accurate it is. Is it a basketball? Well, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
It could have been a basketball, right?
Yeah.
Oh well. What should I do now? I'll say sometimes. No. Question 21. I get a bonus question. I said no. Does it have a hard outer shell? All right, we'll continue right now. Let's get a caller on the air. This thing could go on forever. You got anybody for me, Amber?
Yeah, we have Jason from Woodstock, Ontario on the line.
Hey, Jason, how are you?
Hey, Leo, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. This is so cool to actually get to talk with the guru of computer help.
Now, did you have a baby, Jason, recently?
I did. She's 2 months old.
I have a picture of her. I think you sent us some pictures. Look at that beautiful. What's her name?
Her name is Portia Jules Charlie.
Portia Jules. You must be a Shakespeare fan, or is that a family name?
Actually, that's my wife, Shelley. She's loved the Virgin of Menace, or the Menace of Virgin. What is it again?
The Virgin of Menace.
She knows it better.
You know, that would be a great play. I think the Merchant of Venice is what you're. But the Virgin of Menace could be good.
Well,
Portia, yeah. Portia's a beautiful name. Hello, Portia. Oh, she's a sweetie. How's she doing?
She's growing.
Yeah, I bet she is. And your wife's doing well?
She's doing good. Yeah, perfect.
Well, thank you for sending that picture. I love it. Anybody who wants to send us pictures, please. Leo at callforhelptv.com. We're going to get a wall up, and you're going to, Jason, you're going to be Portia's going to be the first picture on the wall. We're going to put a wall up behind Amber with our family photo album. So.
Well, I know she's going to love that when she finds out who you are.
Yeah, right. It'll be a few years. What can I do for you today?
I've got a big problem on actually printing off those pictures.
Yeah.
Now, I have a digital camera, which we bought about a year ago.
And this is from that camera?
Yes, it is.
The shots look quite good, yeah.
It's a 4.2 megapixel.
Okay.
Now, it looks great on my screen.
Yeah, as it does here.
And as soon as I go to print it out, though, it's either too dark, too light, too greeny. And I can't seem to get it right. I've used a few photo editing programs, but nothing seems to get it just right.
Yeah.
Now, is that my hardware, or is that...
Well, it's always tough matching the printer to the screen, and the reason is they generate color in two different ways. The screen is doing it luminously with light, combining red, green, and blue light as, to make the color. The printer obviously is reflective, right? It's using creating color, combining inks,
right?
Cyan, magenta, CMY, yellow, and black to make it. And so what the computer has to do is kind of translate this luminous color into reflective color, and it's a notoriously difficult thing to do. There's a very good article that I'm going to point you to talking about this issue from Extreme Tech. One of my buddies over at Ziff Davis wrote it. Oh, and I have the wrong link on here, but I'll get the right link. David Stone, and it's just a really good article on the issues, the very tough issues that even professionals go through. The first thing to do, of course, is to calibrate your screen, make sure you're getting the right color on the screen. There is Microsoft and the printing world have come up with a standard for color management, sRGB, that should be pretty standard on all monitors. If in Photoshop or whatever to sRGB,
right.
That's going to mean your picture is going to look like what you'd expect on the screen. The next issue is getting the printer to match it. Sometimes there'll be printer calibration routines in the program. What are you using to print with?
I actually tried. You mean like through the photo editing itself?
Yeah, what program are you using to print?
I tried Paint Shop Pro.
Okay, that's probably not going to give you the best results.
And I also tried Photoshop 7.
Oh, well, that's going to give you a lot. Now, I'm using Photoshop Elements 3, which just came out, and this is a really nice program for this kind of thing. For instance, it's really Photoshop's engine underneath.
Right.
But for instance, here I'm going to, instead of just turning the brightness up, I'm going to lighten the shadows and look at Portia doesn't change much, but I can see more detail behind Portia here. Little things like that. I can change the color, the saturation, I can sharpen it. This is a really nice program for doing what is normally very hard to do in Photoshop. In this case, we probably don't want to have the shadows be so bright, so we might change that. But I would say it's really just a question of playing with it, getting the right printer profile in Photoshop, And what printer are you using?
It is a HP DeskJet 3650.
Yeah, and it
Not
may
the
be
best, but
yeah, and it may really be ultimately come down to the printer itself.
Right.
You're going to get much better results with one of the newer photo printers. Look for a photo printer that has at least, I would recommend, 6 cartridges, or 7 in some high-end cases. You'll have a light and dark cyan, a light and dark magenta, a light and dark yellow, and a black, and there may even be a couple of different blacks depending on if it's photo black or matte black. Those are going to give you much better results than trying to get, with an inexpensive inkjet printer, trying to get, in one cartridge, trying to get that color to look right. Use the paper they recommend. Often the manufacturer's own paper will work better. And I think just, frankly, in this case, because I'm looking at the pictures, they look fabulous. I don't think it's the pictures. I really think it's just the printer.
Yeah.
I think a better printer is going to help you. I love the Canons. I love the higher-end Epsons. I just got the Epson PictureMate, which is a little 5x7 photo printer that's amazing. It really does a great job, as good as any of the high-end dye sublimation printers. I think they're getting much better. But it's not an image issue. Looks great. I mean, we're looking at Portia right now, full screen, Jason, and I think she looks beautiful.
Oh, the printer's the one that's probably.
I think you need a newer printer. Yeah. Sorry to say.
Well, I've been looking at them, but I thought I'd just ask.
It's hard when you're a new pappy to spend the money on a printer when you could be buying, cribs and binkies.
That's for sure.
Hey, Jason, I thank you for the call. Congratulations.
Can I have one little quick thing here?
Yeah.
Who would I have to beg in order to get a photograph of you, Andy, and Monica autographed?
Well, actually, now it's Amber instead of Monica, but we could get a picture of Monica as well. I don't know if we have any printed up, but I'll tell you what. You hang on the line, and Jenny or Claudia will get your address, and we'll send you a picture. Absolutely. You don't have to beg.
Well, that would be great.
All you have to do is ask.
Well, hats off to you and your staff for putting together such a insightful and helpful show.
Oh.
I think I've learned about what I know about computers probably 80% from watching you.
Oh.
Actually, way back in the early days.
The good old days, huh?
Of you and Kate.
Oh, wow. That does go back to the very earliest 1998 version of ZDTV.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Well,
I've
Jason,
learned a lot.
Congratulations to you and what's your wife's name?
It's Shelley.
Congratulations to you and Shelley, and what a beautiful baby girl you have.
Thanks a lot, Leo. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. We're going to put Portia. She's going to be our very first picture on the wall there.
All right.
Very first family photo. Coming up. Oh, actually, let's do it right now. We've got a little time. Andy's here once again. It's our free file of the day, and this is one I just love. It's a Wi-Fi utility. Lets you find network access wherever you are.
Yes. Ideally, it's one of those utilities that can sniff out what's going on in the air with wireless fidelity networks, Wi-Fi networks, and it gives you a whole ton of information about them.
Let's see it.
So let's have a look. It's called Netstumbler.
Oh, I love this program.
Netstumbler.
I use one on the Mac that's basically based on it called Netstumbler. Same thing, though.
Same thing. There's actually a smaller version called Mini-Stumbler, too.
Yeah, for PDAs.
For PDAs, yeah, which is kind of fun. And all this really does is it kind of gives you a full diagnostic of the various, wireless networks that are around you.
There are quite a few in here. We have 5 wireless networks.
If we go to my computer here, you can actually see, there's a whole bunch of them, including too many of us, which is somebody upstairs is complaining that we have too many Wi-Fi networks.
They named it too many of us. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
But one of the cool things about this is actually looking at, let's say you had a problem with your transmission at home, and you want to find out which networks are transmitting on which channels. You can actually filter out and say, okay, what's transmitting on channel 1, channel 6,
because you can go to a less occupied channel. Right. 6 is the default in many, as you could see. Most of them are 6.
Right, so if we go to 6 here, there's a whole bunch of them. So you could go into your router and change the channel and get actually a better signal as a consequence. It also has a bunch of filters in it, so you can actually see everything with encryption off, everything with encryption on.
And you're the only one with encryption on? Too many of us.
Too many of us.
I think that's IT. That's the IT department talking right there. So that's great. Netstumbler, absolutely free, available from netstumbler.com, I think.
Yeah. And if you forget, then you can go to callforhelptv.com and get that.
Always should do that.
Always should do that.
Lots of free files on there. All of our free files, callforhelptv.com. Ever wonder how some of your favorite artists create that sleek surround sound? Maybe you want to create a demo of your own. We're going to show you, our next guest, how to create your own surround sound, even if you don't have a big budget. When Call for Help continues. Stay right here. Welcome Welcome back to Call for Help. Joining us now in studio, Jed Harper. He's a producer and audio engineer for 3Bone Audio, and he's here to show us how 3Bone creates, and I presume everybody else creates, professional quality surround sound on a budget using this new DVD audio software.
That's right.
DVD-A. So this is actually a new CD that you just came out with KJ,
Yep.
one of your artists. It's kind of neat. It comes on a DVD and a CD.
That's right.
So is this new DVD audio format?
Yeah, it's high resolution, 96, 24-bit audio. So
No video on here. You're using all the space for audio.
Most of the space is for audio. We do have menus, so when you pop it in your DVD player, it comes up with some graphics.
Cool.
And
then there's the standard CD.
And that's a standard CD.
It's not a SACD. It's a
No, it's a standard CD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so there are these two competing standards for surround sound audio. There's a DVD audio and the SACD.
That's correct.
You like one or the other better?
I've always been supportive more of the DVD audio just because of the added video elements you can add. You can create a full entertainment package with this. The SACD is just strictly audio, no video.
We had Wayne Coyne of the Flaming Lips on the show a few months ago, and he also said, forget SACD.
Yeah.
Now, I hate it because there's a lot of people who bought SACD players are going, what are you talking about? But it seems to be the industry's moving towards DVD audio.
Absolutely.
That's the way to go.
Absolutely.
Now, when I make a mix now, when I do my music on GarageBand, it's a computer generating it, so it's no stereo. I mean, I'm not miking left and right. It's all in the computer, but I'll pan stuff to the left and right to make it stereo.
Right.
Is that kind of what you're doing here?
In an essence, yeah. But we're taking it left, right, back left, back right, center channel, subwoofer.
If you were going to do a performing band, if you're doing the Rolling Stones that way, would you just put mics all around them? Is that how you do it?
That's your preferred setup, yeah. You're going to want a mic all around the stage, and then once you have all those mics, then you can adjust them also once you get them into your software.
Because each channel is discrete. You can say, well, I know we had the drum behind us. Let's put it in front now.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. So in this case, it's electronic music. It doesn't exist in the real world.
Right.
So you're fully responsible for putting it in space. Show us how you would do that.
Okay, first of all...
So you've recorded all the tracks. You set up all the tracks.
Yeah, these are all set up, and then...
you use Cubase, not GarageBand for this, by the way.
That's right.
The pros are a little higher. Have you played with GarageBand at all on the Mac?
A little bit, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Just scratch the surface. It's great for home recording.
For a moron like me,
yeah,
it's the best thing in the world, yeah.
So first thing, you get it set up into surround mode. And then what you do is you come up with this surround panner.
Okay.
Now I can take this, if you follow the dot here and my cursor, and I can move it around the room. Here we are in the center.
Are those the levels we're seeing?
Those are the levels, yeah.
So you're turning. So you have 5 channels.
That's right.
And you're turning up as you move around the left channel, the left back, the left front. I mean the left. Yeah. Okay. I got
sit
it.
it right in the middle. And,
Oh, look at that. So it's really changing the mix kind of visually by moving the dot around.
Exactly. And you can automate all this, so if I want to have something fly from the right of the room to the back left, I can automate that so it does that automatically.
You'd record it.
Yeah.
What criteria do you use for putting stuff in the back and the front? I mean, in stereo, I guess we just say, I don't know, put the bass over there because that's where the bass player would be.
Okay, for a certain approach, for a live recording, you're going to use that approach. I know the bass players here, I know the drummers here.
Drummers kind of in the back.
With a lot of the stuff that we're doing, it's exciting because we can create a whole new space. I can have my drum kit in the back, I can have guitars over here, and I can move them around, and because it's a virtual space.
It becomes part of your palette, not just the music, but also where stuff is.
Exactly. And we just have a great time, a lot of fun just creating an atmosphere.
Now, how much is Cubase? It's an expensive program, right?
Yeah, it comes in around $800–900.
Okay, so it's not the home recordist is not going to probably be playing around with this.
Probably not.
On the other hand, if you really get serious about your music, it's not a whole lot to pay.
It's not crazy.
Studio time is that much an hour, right?
Exactly. And I mean, there are options you can choose. Like you said, GarageBand if you want to get started. I heard they might even be doing plugins for GarageBand to do
maybe
this
some
kind
surround.
of stuff. Yeah. Anything's possible in the computer world.
Tell me some of the things that you would do with the surround. I mean, this is a whole new way to play, and so we're just starting to learn how to use it. You got any tips for somebody who might be playing with it on things to do and not to do? Can you make somebody queasy by moving it around too much?
Yes.
I bet you can, right?
I'll be honest with you, a lot of the early surround stuff, people were doing a lot of gimmicky things just like that. And now we've kind of come into a world where it's like, let's worry about placement, let's worry about this mix, and let's not worry about the gimmicks too much. It's nice to have some movement, like when you're watching a movie in the car, goes from front to back or something, or in this case, a cymbal goes from front to back, but let's let's worry about the placement and not the gimmicks.
Now, typically in a surround sound setup, the center channel is for voice only. That speaker may not be as good as the four corner speakers. Do you keep that in mind too when you're doing this?
That's definitely a consideration. A lot of singers will come in and say, I don't like my voice down the center, I want it left and right. It really depends on what kind of space you're trying to create. Sometimes it's cool just to have the vocal come out of the center with all this other sound around it. And some singers like that because they're isolated right there. They're in the front and center.
When you did KJ, what software did you use to make the music?
We had a number of softwares. Reason. I
love Reason. I play with Reason all the time.
Yeah, Reason was a great tool.
What a neat tool. Yeah.
Nuendo and Cubase as well. Right. And then on top of that, we did live overdubs with vocalists and that kind of stuff at Treebone. Absolutely.
Now we're a mono broadcast, so you're not gonna. It's not gonna. Don't worry, we're not gonna go all around your head. Okay. Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Listen, because you'll hear it. It's going to come all. It's coming from behind you right now. Let's hear some of this. KJ, I want to thank you, Jed, for coming by. This is really
Thanks
cool.
for having us.
For all you artists battling with artistic integrity and big budget prices, you can do it yourself nowadays. Don't forget to go to callforhelptv.com for more information about surround sound. And here is KJ. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Call for Help. We did a little research on uninstalling Windows Messenger. Whew! Here is the command. Are you ready? I'm just going to read this. You don't have to write it down. I'm going to put it in the show notes. Run DLL32 space advpack.dll, comma, launch nf section percent winder percent inf Mrs. It just goes on and on. But I'll show you and paste it in here. Here's the long command. Holy cow. Whoops. That was not what I wanted to do. Let me just copy it. And I'm going to go into my Start Run menu and paste it in. I'll risk my computer. Right, Mikey? You can fix this if it screws it up.
No. Put a system restore point. System restore point first.
Nah, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, probably a good idea. Do a system restore point first. Ready? Here we go. Oh, look. To remove Messenger, you must first exit from it. Okay. I thought I did. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't even see it there. Okay, I've closed it and closed all of the programs that would be using it. Explorer, Outlook, Outlook Express, MS. Okay, do you want to continue? Yes. There it goes. Messenger's gone.
Now is that
Woohoo!
Windows Messenger, right?
So that's from windows-help.net, but I'll put that in the show notes. That really is great. Now Windows Messenger. Yeah, MSN Messenger lives. I hope. I hope it doesn't break MSN Messenger. Let's see. Windows Messenger, can I launch it? Nope. It's gone. It says I could fix it. I'm not going to fix that. And let's just, no, sorry. Let's just see if MSN Messenger launches. Oh, yeah, I have to reinstall it. Look at that. It's installing it. So there you go. There's a problem right there. If you want to continue to use MSN Messenger, it probably sits on top of Windows Messenger.
That's stupid.
That's stupid. And then, look, yeah, Windows Messenger is back. Thank you very much. All right, well, never mind. We're going to keep thinking about that one. That's a tough one. Let's get another call on the air here. Amber, do you have anybody for us?
Yep, we have Chris from Kingston, Ontario.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Pretty good, Lee. Yourself?
I'm very well. Feeling great. Having a great show today. What? Oh, there he. No, I thought he was behind me. What can I do for you, Chris?
Well, Leo, I have a problem with my digital video camera.
Yeah.
And I have a desktop with no FireWire connections.
Oh, okay.
And I have a laptop.
Yep.
Does. How can I stream and control my digital video cam over my network through my...
Got it. So you want to plug your digital video camera into the one FireWire computer you have, which is your laptop, and then somehow connect your laptop up to a desktop, control the camera through there, and send the video down the network.
Yeah.
Can't do it. The reason is the network is not nearly fast enough. The FireWire, unless you had a gigabit network, I guess you could possibly do it, but the FireWire is 400 megabits a second. And that Ethernet is, at best, 100 megabits, unless you have gigabit Ethernet. So you're not going to be able to get that video down that pipe. There's a couple of things you could do. One is you could get the video onto the laptop, if you had space for it, and then copy it over via the network, although that's going to take a long time. You know, I think your best bet is to add a FireWire card to that desktop.
No PCI slots available.
There's no free slots?
Nope.
Oh, that's too bad.
As there is then, pull what USB card is.
Right. That's too bad. In theory, you could connect, believe it or not, a FireWire drive to the camera and just copy it right to an external drive, and then, but you don't have FireWire on the...
You can get a USB drive, USB 2.0.
Oh, that's so slow, though. It's so, you said you have 2.0, Chris, USB 2.0 on there?
I've tried USB.
Yeah, it's not going
Audio and video don't sync up.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, because even 2.0, despite the fact that it's ostensibly 480 megabits a second, is still really not that fast. So he doesn't have a FireWire card. He cannot put a FireWire card in the desktop.
Well, I mean, what he could do is pull out a PCI card just for this purpose, and then...
Yeah. I mean, the best way to do it would be to get a FireWire card in that desktop. You could put it on the laptop, but it's going to be so slow. You know, an hour of video, a DV video, is about a gigabyte. So let's say you put an hour of your videotape on your laptop, if you have the space. Then transferring it over the Ethernet cable is going to take about 5 hours or 4 hours. It's going to take a while to do it. So I mean, I think that you're basically there's no way that I know of that you could control that camera over Ethernet.
No, not across the network.
No, you couldn't do it.
If he's interested in upgrading his sound card, he could actually go get an Audigy, which actually has FireWire built into it.
There you go, Chris. Do you have a sound card in that system?
Yeah. And I was thinking of upgrading the video card with FireWire port in it.
Yeah, there are other cards, audio and video, that have included FireWire. You know, that's probably your best bet. And Audigy is not going to be real expensive. You get the FireWire, and I think that's really by far the easiest way to do it. What do you use to edit your video, Chris?
Roxio.
Roxio.
Yeah, with my DVD burner.
Yeah, and you can control the camera with the Roxio?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're going to just be so much happier if you get FireWire on that desktop. Really is the best way to go. Okay? Hey, thank you for the call, Chris.
No problem.
Take care. It would be neat if you could control it over the... You might even be able to control it if you got some sort of kludgy system going. But the video wouldn't be able to get down that pipe. It's just too small.
Isn't UPnP eventually going to be allowed, let you use other features on other devices on the network?
Wouldn't that be cool?
I think that's sort of the intention of UPnP.
Universal plug and play is that, in theory, that camera would say, hey, here's how you use me.
Right.
And then the system would say, oh, great, well, this is what I want to do. You figure it out. And so they'd be able to talk to each other. You know, that to me sounds like a wonderful idea and highly unlikely to ever happen.
Well, no, I was at an Intel event recently, and they're all making noises like that. But you're right, it's a decade out. I know. It's a decade out.
We'll see. We'll see. By the way, I like the marshmallow design behind you. That was what happened with the leftover marshmallows? You stuck them on the wall?
Yes, very nice.
All right. Attention, all geeks. Did you see him burn the marshmallows either? Attention, all geeks. You've got one more chance to take our tech quiz. Our question of the day. It's a soccer ball, right? No. What is WAP? Now, there's two kinds of WAP. We're looking for a particular kind. Is it a kind of Wi-Fi, a format for text messaging, web access on a mobile device, or the noise a dropped cell phone makes? WAP. Get to the website. Give us the answer. We'll talk about it right after this break on Call for Help. Our Call for Help quiz question of the day. What is WAP? Now, there's two kinds of WAP. Are there? Maybe not. No, I'm thinking WPA. There's only one kind of WAP. It's the web access on a mobile device. That's what it is. Web access on a mobile device. It stands for wired. What does it stand for? Wireless Access Protocol?
Protocol, yeah.
Yeah, for like cell phones, PDAs, that kind of thing. Hope you got that right. If you did, good luck. I don't know why I'm saying good luck. You already got it right. You did better than the darn thing. Well, I haven't finished with it yet. We're going to see if we can figure it out. If it has a couple more questions to figure out.
Yeah.
Basketball was close.
I don't know if it's going to figure it out, though.
I don't know.
I had some trouble with it.
Amber is going to show us her pick of the day.
Yep.
Tiny Mixed Tapes.
Tiny Mixed Tapes. I'm actually really excited about this site. Well, mostly because it's hilarious, but also it's very useful. If you remember, in the old days, you used to make tapes, and you used to sit there for hours on end in front of your stereo and actually make tapes for someone.
You used to do that? You never did that?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. I did that all the time, making really great mixed tapes.
Yeah.
And now you can actually go to this site called tinymixedtapes.com, and you can find ideas for playlists. But the best thing about this site is that it comes up with a lot of funny ideas. So you submit an idea to them, and they take a few days to get back, and they post.
They actually do it?
Yeah, they actually do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually submit a post, and then later on in another show we'll follow up and see what they have to say.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
So hopefully we can submit a post. We'll submit it under Leo.
Oh, all right.
Okay, request. So it should be something funny, you know, songs for Leo to make the long trip from San Francisco to Toronto.
No, let's see. Yeah, songs for Andy to try to get down the 401 when a driver has jackknifed his big rig.
Paint cans actually exploded out of a truck.
Paint cans were all over the highway, and they caught fire. Paint did. Andy almost didn't make the show today because of this. On the 401.
Okay.
That's good.
Songs for Andy to get down the 401 when paint cans have exploded.
That should be awesome.
Highway. Okay, so it'll take probably a few days to get back because it's a group of volunteers who run the site.
They're going to love that,
So it takes some time, but hopefully we'll get it. So we'll submit that query.
That's fun.
This is my favorite part. Hopefully you weren't one of those losers who sent a mixtape for getting over the girl request.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, the truth is, that's why I was surprised you said you'd make them, because usually it's guys who are making them to woo a girl, right? If you want to, this is like a special message. Did you ever see High Fidelity?
Yeah, I love that
great movie. And that's what he would do.
Movie.
Nowadays we make mixed CDs because you can do it on, you don't have to do it on tape. It's easy. You just drag them onto the CD.
Yeah, it's really neat. So anyway, they have a bunch of different themes that you can look through.
Let's pick a good one.
We'll pick a good one here. Some of them are a little risky, but let's see. I am so out of touch, I don't even remember what cool is.
Oh, yeah. So this would be a cool mixtape to get you back in touch.
Yeah, this would be for someone who you maybe have a geeky friend and you want to get them in the know.
Their suggested playlist.
Yeah, these are suggested playlists. So, although I don't know if this would help someone, you have songs like "Loser" by Beck. This isn't good for their confidence, I guess. I'm a Loser by the Beatles, Redundant by Green Day.
It's all losers.
You're so last summer.
Oh, this is funny.
Yeah, it's really fun.
So they didn't try to make him cool. They tried. You know what this is? This is a bunch of guys like those guys in High Fidelity.
It is.
Just sit around all day thinking of playlists.
Yeah, that's actually what it says. It talks about who's behind the site, and it's music lovers, and they sit there and they take all your ideas.
Must be fun for them.
Yeah, it's fun for me. I check in all the time.
Tiny mixtapes. Do you ever make any of these?
I haven't made any, but I'm going to, because some of them are great, like songs for living in Winnipeg, Canada in the middle of winter. And you'll understand this soon.
Soon I'm going to get that message.
Soon you understand.
That's what we need, one for Leo, his first winter in Toronto.
There's lots of great songs on this. So Northern Wish by Rio Statics, Hold Me Now, songs When Winter's
Three Dog
Ends.
Night.
Yeah, so there's lots of great stuff here. And there's some sort of funnier playlists in this, but it's really a great, fun little site.
Tiny mixtape.
Yeah, so you don't have to spend so much time.
How'd you find out?
You know what? I actually saw a write-up about it in a new magazine, a Mac magazine called Mac Home.
Oh, cool.
And so, yeah, it was really, really cool. So I thought I'd bring it up.
Thank you, Amber. Tiny mixtapes. Wow, that sounds like fun. We're going to show you how you can be a call for helper, the secrets of how to appear on the show right after these messages. Stay right here. All right, we're still trying to get this 20 questions thing. This is on its now 23rd question.
Oh, my goodness.
Is it small? It's trying to guess, this thing's trying to guess a soccer ball. Guess a basketball. Is it small? What is that? Yes or no?
Smaller, maybe.
It just says, is it small? I'd say no.
I'd say no.
Soccer ball's not small. Oh, sometimes.
Or unknown.
Sometimes.
Is it small? No. Question 24. Uh-oh, we're almost out of time. If you want to join us on Call for Help, make sure you go to the website, callforhelptv.com. And by the way, while you're there, check it out for a chance to win some great stuff. We love cool prizes. Callforhelptv.com, fill out the form. Okay, one more question. I'm going to give it one more question. We've got 10 seconds left. Does it involve contact with other humans? Yes. Have a great day. We'll see you later. Is it a soccer ball? Hey!
I really need that wave. Give it to me, baby.